Video games lend themselves to weirdness, not only in the games themselves, but around them, in the world. And every month, gameranx gathers it up, puts it in one convenient little package for you to get your own weird little hands on. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on gameranx, the 10 weirdest gaming stories of June 2025. Starting off with number 10, IO Interactive and their toilet revolution. So, CEO Hakan Abrick said that the studio slashed Hitman 3's budget from $100 million to 20, just 1/5 of the original Hitman 2016 reboot, by cutting down on toilets. I mean, this probably isn't going to sound that astounding, but they reused assets. That's the real story here. We came up with a good way of saying it, the toilet revolution, right? It's weird if you think about it. Abrick said, we made a personal vow. I said, we're never doing more toilets. Now, fans are probably a little too busy lining up snipers shots to notice that the toilets are the same toilets. But this cost-cutting ingenuity arguably led to Hitman 3 being the highest Metacritic rating of the series. Basically, rather than spend the time making new assets of stuff like toilets, which you don't really need new like toilets are toilets, right? Why make a new toilet if it's fine? Why not spend the effort of modeling a new toilet for the new game on something good, something important, right? I think smart thinking. Something that, I mean, IO Interactive isn't the only people it's ever thought of, but they're the only people who have come out and been like, we're not making any more toilets ever. At number 9, Hideo Kojima decided that the smooth, flawless skin of Asians is basically a nightmare, and that's why he tries not to use Asian actors. He tries to use Western actors. The words specifically that he said were that their skin tends to be so smooth and beautiful that it ends up looking too artificial when scanned and rendered in 3D models, which is, I mean, silly, right? That's a very silly thing to say. It's not like Western actors, when scanned and rendered in 3D, look more real. I think it might be that we accept a certain level of, I don't know, some might call it style, some might call it messiness, that is less acceptable in Japan, for instance. The more irregularity something has, like let's say you've got a beard that isn't shaven and has an odd shape, or messy hair, that reads as more quote-unquote real, because CG stuff, when it looks uniform, looks more fake, or at least more noticeable, if not necessarily fake per se. I think it all looks fake. I think that's probably the phenomenon he's commenting on, but I just think it's hilarious that he's attributing it to like, oh, our Japanese pores are so good and we don't even need to moisturize. At number 8, if you've listened to what I've said about Dragon Age the Veilguard, this one will not surprise you, but it appears as though their late pivot to single player from live service is probably what doomed it. So it was first a single player project, which was pivoted to live service multiplayer in 2017, which studio vet Mark Dara actually, I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory on his part or not, but he said he thinks that's just a rationalization so that they could justify reallocating resources and developers to work on Anthem. So obviously it pivoted back to single player after 3 years of development as a live service multiplayer game, pivoted back in 2020. Probably not the best time to make a big change in your development of a big budget game, you know, when pretty much everything collapses for 2 years. But I mean, interestingly, Veilguard wasn't a critical flop. Players and the press mostly liked it. It's just that about half of the amount of people liked it that they wanted. They wanted 3 million people to play it. It got 1.5 million. But if you remember, I have multiple times said this game has got all the hallmarks of Gotham Knight, a game that looks like it was supposed to be a live service multiplayer game and then isn't, you know, because those games often fail and people hate them. I don't want to just shit all over Veilguard. It's not as bad as a lot of people have said it is. It's actually good. It's just not great, you know? And number 7, Ubisoft pulled, a Ubisoft, I guess. So Rainbow Siege X has a free-to-play currency called Renown. It's pretty much, you could buy stuff, but you gotta grind to earn it. They pulled a Ubisoft by cutting it by between 200 and 300%, just as they launched the most expensive skin in the game's 10-year history, the $50 Quintessence of Form Masterpiece Bundle. Yes, the Valkyrie Masterpiece Bundle. Arguably a game that is around for 10 years. Might warrant the name Masterpiece, but not on a $50 skin. Like maybe in some other context, you could use the word Masterpiece, not in the $50 skin that you're selling. That's kind of a masterpiece of a dumb Ubisoft move that nobody likes. Oh, but to balance it out, they introduced daily login bonuses and level up rewards. And on top of that, they said that they've bumped the Renown back up by 10% following the backlash. Significantly less than 200 or 300%. Also keep in mind, the lower a number is, the less any percentage of it is. Like if you took 100 down 10%, that would bring it down to 90. And then if you brought it back up 10%, it'd be 99. And number 6, PC gamers went absolutely bonkers over the June 11th PC launch of Stellar Blade. It is easily Sony's biggest single-player PC launch ever, with 99,000 plus concurrent players on Steam, an overwhelmingly positive rating from over 1,000 Steam reviews. Stellar Blade's a good game. There's no buts about it. Well, halfway through that sentence, I realized that would be a joke, but there is no boobs about it. Actually, that was part of what I thought about halfway through that sentence. Yeah, it was originally a PS5 exclusive back in April of 2024. It's kind of impressive. Like, they ran a demo, which the demo was quite successful. It had 26K peak concurrent players and a 91% positive rating. And basically, people were like, all right, so it's a good port of a good game. Yes. And that's all they said. They said no other things about anything. That's it. And number 5, I got a real weird one for you. As it turns out, SteamOS leaves Windows 11 in the dust. Yeah, so strange. Not expected at all. So Ars Technica's June benchmarking smackdown basically just revealed that SteamOS 3.7 obliterates Windows 11 on the Lenovo Legion Go S handheld. It pushes frame rates between 8 and 36% higher in 4 out of 5 modern AAA games, with Borderlands 3 being the only one that only managed a near draw, which is no small feat given Proton's translation layer for Windows games. To me, this is a clear reason why, with these new Xbox branded handhelds, Microsoft is trying to lighten the Windows load when games are playing, or it's in the Xbox UI, because it's getting its ass whipped. Don't tell me they didn't know. They knew. They're doing everything they can to try to be like, oh, guys, it's okay to play on a Windows handheld. Although I will say, very strong case to bring that Xbox UI to the desktop, guys. We would very much like to be able to run a game with a couple of gigs of RAM freed up from your heavy-ass bullshit interface. And number 4, 1,500 Minecraft players, actually over 1,500 Minecraft players. Could have been 1,501, just so you know. But over 1,500 Minecraft players ended up with malware that was disguised as Minecraft mods on GitHub, where jerks were making jar files, making people think they were mods, naming them stuff like Oringo and Tawnahy. I don't know what the hell any of that is, but it launched a multi-stage Java loader on your computer, which delivers a .NET stealer, which is very bad. You get browser credentials, Discord and Minecraft tokens, crypto wallet data, screenshots, clipboard entries, and it transmits via a Discord webhook. So there's some Discord server somewhere with a bunch of very sensitive information that is not good. And so, hey, if you mod Minecraft, let let this be a warning. They can really screw you. Like, inspect what you're installing. Don't just, like, install a mod that says it's going to give you a bunch of crypto for, you know, like, playing Minecraft or something. I don't think that was what the scam was, but man, that would be funny if people were just like, oh, I could get crypto for playing Minecraft. I'll bet it wasn't far from that. I'm not going to investigate. It's weird. I don't like it. And number 3, Grand Theft Auto 5's Trio wants a grand farewell in a GTA 6 DLC. At Comic-Con Brussels, Ned Luke, who plays Michael, Sean Fontano, who plays Franklin, and Stephen Ogg, who plays Trevor, revealed that they're campaigning to return in a GTA 6 Final Score DLC, like a final heist storyline to wrap up Los Santos's most infamous heist crew with one last big score. Now, to be fair, it's not weird in like a I don't want it to happen sort of way. It's more of a I do want it to happen sort of way. Normally you don't have video game actors this invested, and these guys are like Oscar worthy. They're very good actors. Also, those characters are just absolutely classic, all 3 of them. I do hope their lobbying works. If you're for that idea, you should probably make as much noise as you can, you know, wherever. Seems like they know everywhere we make noise now, so just wherever you do it. Oh God, that's actually fucking terrifying. And number 2, the PC Gamer crew spotlighted a tedious but effective exploit in Elden Ring Night Rain. Ring the Wraith calling bell 80 times during the final boss fight. Just basically, that drops him. You also get a lot of dinging sounds, which I'm sure is a side effect everyone's psyched about. But the bell isn't just for the dinging sounds, of course, not just for show. It fires these slow homing bubbles that over time just absolutely shred the boss's health. Now, you gotta be very patient. The bell costs a little bit of mana, and it takes minutes of constant casting, 80 rings during this boss fight. It's honestly masochistic to do. There's certain people who are insisting that the bell isn't truly overpowered. It's fine, useful early on, but outclassed once you find stronger gear. I don't know. I kind of think that it's really funny to be able to ring a bell repeatedly, and that beats the boss. And not in like a Resident Evil 4, the bell clears the town sort of way, but in a the bell emits something which harms the boss. And if you just steadfastly ring it repeatedly, and of course stay alive dodging whatever requisite attacks you have to deal with, you'll win. You'll ring that bell to death, to his death, to the boss's death. There is a disco song about this, but it's got nothing to do with death and video game bosses. Ringing bells though, it's about that. Yep, just ringing bells, definitely not sex or cocaine. Just like the Stellar Blade people are just enjoying a good game without anything in particular to talk about. Single entendre is what they call it. And finally, at number 1, one guy, YouTuber Joss Van Laar, solo remade the iconic Medal of Honor Allied Assault mission scuttling the U-529. It's not just like fancy shaders on top of the old game either. It's literally like a beautiful Hollywood level Unreal Engine 5 remake of just a really interesting mission. And he gets it all completely right. All the stealth, the explosions, the tense elements of it. Now, it's not a playable thing. That would invite a bunch of intellectual property problems, which is, of course, the bane of all game preservation, and also just, you know, cool things like this, which should exist. It's like with the Simpsons Hit and Run remake. Like, just hire the guy, take what he's done, do a little bit of work on it, not even a lot, like just make sure that it's got everything in the game and that a player can play all of it and release it. We'll buy it. Like, hire this guy and have him do Medal of Honor Allied Assault. Maybe give him some resources and other people to work with. That'd be great. It is particularly cool that one of the original developers who actually, this was one of the first missions he created his entire career, Nathan Silvers, he commented on the video saying it was amazing and he was happy and honored to have a fan remake it with this level of quality, which is very cool, of course. And that's all of the weird stuff we have for you this month. I'm just gonna say it again, Kojima thinks that 3D models of Asian people look less realistic because their skin is perfect. That's very silly. Leave a comment, let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications, and as always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter and book me on Cameo at Falcon the Hero. We'll see you next time right here on gameranx.